All right, we're going to go ahead and do, I think this is the 2016 STAAR release test, Algebra 1. Okay? And we have, there's the formula chart. We'll be going back to it. We're going to go ahead and start with problem number 1 right here. It says a savings account balance can be modeled by the graph of, keyword, linear function. What do linear functions have? They have slope and your y-intercept, right? So right here it says, what did it ask for? It asks for the rate of change. Now, what is the rate of change always talking about in a problem?
Something
Progressing. But that's talking about the slope. Okay? So something I'd like everybody to be able to do is be able to take information and just make a table out of it. Okay? So right here we have x, which is the number of deposits, and then we have y, which is the balance in dollars. Here we go. Zero number of deposits, how much money? 50. After one deposit, what's it up to? 150. After two deposits, what's it up to? 250. Now the question is, what is the rate of change of the balance with respect to the number of deposits? It looks like as each deposit goes up 1, how much does it go up by? 100. So we call this the change in y. We call this the change in x. The slope, which is the m value in a linear, by the way, hopefully you guys know y equals mx plus b, okay? The m value represents your slope. The b value represents your y-intercept. In this problem, it wasn't asking for the y-intercept, it was asking for the slope. And the slope is always the change in y over the change in x. If you've never seen little triangle, those are delta symbols. Delta means change in y over change in x. That's 100 over 1, which equals 100. So what is the slope, or the rate of change? 100 per deposit. See that $50 right there? You know what the $50 represents? It does represent something in the problem. That represents the y-intercept. Okay? So in these problems, you'll always have a couple of answers that will have something to do with the problem. Okay, that's the y-intercept. Answer 1 is A. Let's go on down to number 2. Okay? Now we have to find an expression that is what? Equivalent to this right here. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write things down. It's about adding like terms together. You'll notice I'm just rewriting everything. Now, you see there's a plus sign outside the parentheses? That means nothing changes inside here. So I'm just dropping it down. Now there is something that is going to change. See that negative? That negative is going to be distributed to both values. Okay? So that's going to be negative 6x minus 3. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to highlight everything that is considered to be a like term. 2x squared can be added to negative 6x squared. 4 x's can be subtracted, 6 x's can be subtracted from 4 x's. And then finally, here at the end, we have a 9 minus a 3. So go ahead and add those like terms together, see what you come up with, positive. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with our x squared. I have 2x squared, that's positive. And I have 6 negative x squared, so that's going to make it a total of negative 4x squared. Okay? Here, I have 4 x's, and I'm taking away 6 x's. So that's going to make it negative 2x. And here we have what? A 9 minus a 3. And 9 minus 3 is a total of 6. So just combining our like terms, what is our answer? Alright, now here's what I want you to do. Go to Desmos, if you would, okay? Go to Desmos. Oh, that's not Desmos. There's Desmos. Okay? Now help me out here. I'm going to delete this real quick. That was a cubic function from another class. Alright? Now, what was the original equation? Let me look over your shoulder. It said 2x squared, right? 2x squared plus, then there was an open parentheses, 4x minus 6x squared, right? Close parentheses, plus 9 minus open parentheses 6x plus 3. And I'm going to close the parentheses. Press enter. You guys see that graph right there? See that graph? Now, let's type in our answer choice. Negative 4x squared minus 2x plus 6. What do you guys notice? What do you notice about like the original expression and then our graph? What do you notice about them? They're not just similar; they're the exact same. So let's type in a wrong answer choice. Let's look at a wrong answer choice. You guys see that says negative 2x plus 12? See that right there? So let's type that one in really quick. Okay, let's go here to Desmos. All right, and what was it? Is it plus 12? See, they're not the same. So literally, you wouldn't have to work it out as long as you type this into what? Type this into and type your answer choices into that whichever one matches is your. Does that make sense? All right, there we go. Number 3 is a little bit tricky. We got to read through things. Whenever you guys are reading through word problems, make sure you label things. Okay, let's go ahead and read through it. It says a baseball fans can buy tickets for seats in the lower deck or the upper deck of the stadium. You guys know that you buy tickets in the lower deck; they're more expensive than the upper deck. Okay? Tickets for the lower deck cost $24 each. Ticket prices for the upper deck are 75% of the cost of the lower deck. Okay, so 75% of the cost. Which inequality represents all the possible combinations of x, the number of tickets for the lower deck, and y, the number of tickets for the upper deck, that someone can buy? Keyword, no more than 800. No more than, everybody means less than or equal to. Okay? So here we go. We got to write down what x equals, and we got to write down what y equals. What does x represent? That represents the lower deck. What does y represent? Yeah, but right now, so far, I just want you guys to know the like, what does x mean? What does y mean? Okay. What does the $42 go with? That goes with the. Yeah. So could you guys write this down? Just write it down on your paper. Okay. That's the money that it costs. Okay. That's lower. Now, if we want it to be 75% of the cost of the lower deck, what you got to do is you got to take that 75%, change it to a decimal, and multiply it by 42. Can you guys do that? 0.75 times 42, right? 0.75 times 42. What does that give you? $31.50. So this equals, so the upper deck costs $31.50 per ticket. Alright? So if I wanted to put $42 with the X, you'd say that's $42 per ticket X plus $31.50 per ticket Y, because that's upper deck. And what can they be no more than? No more than what? Less than or equal to? Answer choice B is correct. Okay? Hey, look what you guys could do. You could actually whittle down the answer if you just knew that what? No more than was less than or equal to. Something you need to know. Write this down. At least always means greater than or equal to. No more than means less than or equal to. Okay? At least means this, no more than means this. So far so good? I gotta zoom out just a little bit to see all these 4 graphs, okay? It's kind of hard to see. Alright, it says function p is in the form of y equals ax squared plus c. If the values of a and c are both less than 0. What does it mean for something to be less than 0? What do you think?
Negative.
Yes, very good. Less than 0 means both of these have to be negative. So let's just make something up. Ready? If it's in y equals ax squared plus c, give me a number that's negative for a. Negative 4, good. Give me a negative for c. Negative 2, good. All right? Would you agree that both a and c are both negative? So not 2 decimals. Very good. I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to hit y equals negative 4x squared minus 2. What do you notice about the graph? It's opening which direction? Down. Where's the y-intercept? It's underneath, right? It's shifted down 2 units. It's underneath the x-axis. So we have to find the graph that's opening down, and the intercept is where? H is it? Pretty easy, huh? Because the a value is negative. The a value tells you whether it opens down or up. If a is positive, it opens up. If a is negative, it opens down. What does the c value represent? The c value represents the y. The c value represents the y-intercept in a quadrant. Okay. So what's that y-intercept? Positive. What's that y-intercept? 0. What's that y-intercept? Negative, but it's opening up. That's why the answer is H. All right. Huh. Interesting. We're going to use Desmos to help us with this. Okay. And we're going to use the stat editor. Okay. So let's go ahead and zoom in. It says we have a table. Okay. Whenever you guys have a table, make sure you know how to label the table, x and y. What's my x coordinate right here? And my y coordinate is a 12. My x coordinate is negative 3.5. My y coordinate is 0. Okay? Now, something in the graphing calculator you guys have access to, you may have used it, may have not used it, is what's called the stat editor. Okay? I know you guys have used this. We're going to practice it right now. Let's go stat. Let's go there and hit stat and edit. And you see how I've typed in negative 7.5 and a 12 and negative 3.5 and a 0? Type those in right now. Now, they're pretty easy to type in. I'm just going to delete this to show you how to do it. Okay? If there's nothing here, you just type in the number, press enter, and then you type in the number and press enter. That's how you do it. Now, here's the keystrokes. You need to hit stat. Go to the right where it says calculate. Go down to number 4. And I don't know if you guys noticed it. You guys see where it says ax plus b? That's the same as mx plus b. So we go all the way down and hit calculate. And the cool thing is it actually calculates the slope and the y-intercept. So our answer is y equals negative 3x minus 10.85. Or h of x. So this table, now how did we know it was going to be a linear function? We knew it was going to be a linear function because it told us it was going to be a linear function. Think of every single problem has clues. It has clues of what's it going to look like. Okay? Now, here's the last thing I want you to do. We're going to do this the Desmos way. Ready? So let's say you don't like that. You're like, I will not be able to figure that out. Here we go. Let's go to Desmos. Okay? Now, let's type in a table. Here's how you do it. Go over to plus, and you make a table, and let's type it in. It was what? Negative 7.5, and then it was it negative 3 in the x's? And I'm gonna delete that. And negative 7.5 went with a 12, and negative 3 went with a 0. Now, in a linear function, how many ordered pairs do you technically need for any line? You only technically need 2 ordered pairs. Okay, we press enter. Now, if you zoom out, can you guys see those points right there? Now, check it out. Let's go here. Let's type in our answer. Our answer was what? Negative 3x. Is it minus 10.5? And look what happens. Wait, hold on. I must have messed up. Oh, it's negative. Oh, my bad. It's not negative 3. It's negative 3.5. Ah, look. See the point move over? Ah, there we go. So, hey, if these points are on your line, what does that tell you about your answer? That it's the right one. Let me show you. Give me a wrong answer. Give me a wrong answer. Negative x minus 3.5. Watch. If you type in another answer, negative x minus 3.5, do you see how it hits one of the points, but it doesn't hit the other point? It hits one, but it doesn't hit both of them. All right. Here we go. Which expression is equal to this? By the way, I know it's going to sound crazy, and probably there's algebra teachers around the United States that are going to call me crazy, but this is for people who are struggling just passing the EOC. Okay? Right. So it says, which one of these is what? Equivalent to this one. Okay? So type that in this one. Just type it in. I'm going to clear it out. Tell me what to type in right now. 2x squared, is it plus 7x? Oh, remember that. 7x, is it plus 4? Like that? Okay. Now, type in my first answer choice. Look at our first answer choice. 2x minus 1 and x plus 4. Type it in. 2x minus 1. Oh, I messed up. 2x minus 1. And what was the other one? X, is it x plus 4? Yeah. Like that. Okay. Do those match? No. Okay. Another one. What's the next one? What is it? 2x plus 1? X minus 4. That's not it. 2x plus 1. Ooh, 2x plus 1. X plus 4. The other one was x plus 4? Oh, I messed up. See, you can mess up and you can still correct yourself. Do any of those match it? No. None of them match it. That's why the answer is D. That's right. None of those. Okay? Now, this is the concept they were trying to help you guys understand. They're trying to, is this factorable? Now, let me explain to you. This is something you do need to know how to do in life. You need to know how to do the FOIL method. Okay? And when you do the FOIL method, I want you to understand the last terms. If you see positive and positive right here, if you see positive, positive, automatically you can eliminate this answer choice and this answer choice. Because a negative times a positive will not make that a positive 4, it'll make it a negative 4. So automatically. So all we technically got to do is just check to see if this works. Let's do the FOIL method, right? 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 4 is an 8x. 1 times x is a 1x. And 1 times 4 is a 4. Notice 4. The only thing that you can add together are these. But notice, you don't get 7x's, you get 9x's and a... So it's close, but it's still, the answer is still... No. Alright. There we go. See if we get to number 7. Alright. Okay, this is really cool. Okay? Okay? This is the graph of this line. Okay? It says which ordered pair is in the solution set of this. Okay? You see that right there? Go to decimals. This is like so sweet. Okay, delete these, right? So I'm gonna look at your paper right now. I'm gonna type it in. It says, hold on, 0.5x, right? Half of an x. Minus, is it minus 2y? No. Minus 2y is greater than or equal to 3? Greater than or equal to 3? You see that?
Yeah.
That's what you should get on the screen. Now, listen up. Make a table. Oh, not that. Make a table. So let's look at let's look at our order. Oh, gotta go back to the screen and look at our problem. Here we go. Last problem we're gonna do today. Let's look at our ordered pairs. See the first ordered pair. What does it say? Negative 2n, 0.5. Ready? Negative 2n, 0.5. Look at the Desmos. Come on. Negative 2, enter, and this was what? 0.5, enter. Is this point in the solution region? No, so that's not our answer. 2, 2, 1, ready? Type it in. 2, enter. Oh, you mess up. You mess up. 2, 1. Is 2, 1 in that region? No. Next point. What does it say?
2, negative 1.
2 and negative 1. Oh, that's on the line. Is that an answer if it's on the line?
Maybe.
Yes, if the line is solid. If it was dotted, it would not be a solution. Okay? And last but not least, it says negative 2, negative half. Negative 2, negative 0.5. Can you clearly see, using Desmos, can you clearly see that this is the only answer that is in the, what's called the solution region? You see that? It's the only one. What did I type in? I graphed it, right? So what are the two skills I want you guys to be able to know how to do?
Graph it
And make a table. Graph it and make a table. All right? Good job. Today we're going to let's see, we do one more problem. There we go, last one. Oh, 2 and negative 1. I'll go back. Look. This was over 2n. This is the one that worked. Okay? Does that make sense? Last one. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to type that in and type that in. Two different equations. We're going Desmos here. This is the first equation you're going to type into Desmos. This is the second equation that you're going to type into Desmos. Okay? And then we're going to do it by hand. Okay? Alright? Actually, hey, why don't you guys type it in and I'm going to go ahead and do it by hand right here. So we have negative 5x. Negative times negative is a positive. Negative times negative is a positive. Try to distribute these. That's negative 6x. Distribute negative 2. That makes that a positive 8. Now I have to solve for x. Negative 5x and 4x is a negative x. Plus 7 equals negative 6x plus 8. I'm going to add 6x to both sides. Then I get 5x. I'm going to take away 7 from both sides and get 1. Then divide both sides by 5. And I get x equals 1 over 5. The decimal equivalent of that is 0.2. That's the decimal equivalent of it. So that's how you do it by hand. Now we're going to do it in Desmos. You guys got the equations right here? Here we go. Help me out. We're going to clear this out, clear this out. All right, so I have, let me look at your paper. Negative 5x, don't leave. Negative 5x, all right. Minus, open parentheses, or what is it? Negative 7 minus 4x, and we're going to close the parentheses. Okay, press enter. Then we're going to go down to the other one and type in negative 2, open parentheses, 3x minus 4. 3x minus 4. We're going to close the parentheses. All right, and where do we got to find? We got to find, do you see where they're the same? You see that point of intersection right there? What's the point of intersection? 0.2. What's 0.2 equal to? 1 over 5. The answer is 1 over 5. Okay? Make sure you know how to use Desmos. Test mode. Have a good day.